Hi there folks, Coach Jayci here with another home body sculpting and mobility video. And as you can see by the title, it's going to be a little bit contentious today because I am going to step on the holy grail, that is the kettlebell. Now I can understand people getting a little bit confused about this one because I have videos on promoting the kettlebell and the benefits of the kettlebell, which ones to buy and what exercise patterns you should be doing. And it goes to show that I really do love the kettlebell, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to slander it, but I did choose my words very carefully. I wrote on the title why I, not you, but I have chosen to stop swinging the kettlebell. You can use the kettlebell for many other different types of exercises, like the cleans, the presses, the deadlifts, etc. But I have decided, based upon this experience that I'm going to share with you, that swinging was not really the best idea to continue. All right. Now, people seem to be so caught up nowadays, about science and the literature, etc., that we almost gaslight people's experiences, right? And prior to that, we used to really pay attention to our teachers, to our parents, to our grandparents, so that we do not make the same mistakes. And that's what we need to start doing because we are not robots. The good thing about the kettlebell, first, I'm going to say, is that I found that if I wanted to burn calories very quickly, more than any other exercise out there, running, rowing, etc., the kettlebell will burn those calories off very, very quickly. So if I go home to my parents for a weekend, I'm gonna be bound to put on weight. Mom insists that I eat this and eat that and what have you. And I'll put a bit of weight. I do some kettlebell swinging to some great music, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. Okay, I'll do that for 3 days. I guarantee you within 7 days, the weight would have just come off. So that's great. Also, it produced within me a great endorphin. So I get a high from actually kettlebell swinging. Now, again, it doesn't matter what the literature says about other exercises out there that can prove to be more effective in terms of burning calories. If you find an exercise that makes you produce endorphins, then you're going to commit to it far more than you would do with an exercise that you detest. So for me, that was very, very effective. But the downside was what happened over a period of time. Now, it's nothing tragic, but, and I use the word but deliberately because I noticed that I developed a bit of a posterior pelvic tilt. Now, what do I mean by that? If you're not familiar with it, it really means the hips are tilting forward, which kind of makes you look like you've got a repressed butt. And that is something I've never had throughout the whole of my life. Now, if there's anything I've ever been proud of, is the shape of my butt. Okay, and nothing else really, but just the shape of my butt. I had a little bit of an anterior pelvic tilt, a bit of an arch on my butt, which accentuated that naturally in the way I stood. But for some reason, over the last few years, well, over the last 6 months rather, I'd noticed that my jeans were beginning to sag, and that's not a nice look at all. Anyway, the butt or the glutes are not just about aesthetic reasons as well. You would use a good butt for generating power from the ground. So you notice sprinters who explode up the blocks tend to have the best asses. Or maybe a power lifter who's lifting a heavy barbell over a head, they tend to have a good butt as well. And that's what it's for. It's the strongest muscle in the body. So what was going on? Was it really the kettlebells? Because remember, the kettlebells are for actually strengthening the kinetic chain, which is the muscles down the back of the leg, the posterior kinetic chain. So what was going on there? Anyway, if you look at the kettlebell swing, okay, holding it with two hands, the double-handed swing, and maybe even the single-handed swing, at the top of your swing, you get that isometric squeeze there, okay? And the isometric squeeze in any exercise really is kind of like holding a posture so it becomes almost your default posture. So as I go to the top of the swing, I would squeeze my butt inwards and I would almost tighten also my quads. Okay, now if I'm doing a lot of kettlebell swinging, that part of my butt that's being tightened is not the gluteus maximus, but the gluteus minimus. And the tightened gluteus minimus will create a posterior pelvic tilt. Okay, so that's in theory. Now let's put it into practice. I decided to stop swinging the kettlebell. All right, I'll go back to other exercises, which kind of is the downside of the kettlebell because the kettlebell isn't ideal for really other exercises. You can use it, but it's not ideal. If you're going to use it for curling, you're going to use it for pressing, and you're going to use it for deadlifts, then there are better things out there for that. And it's plus the kettlebell is very expensive. Anyway, nonetheless, I decided to cease swinging the kettlebell. And would you know it, within about 3 weeks, my ass returned. Thank God. Okay? Because I was beginning to get really worried that I'd never get it back. So that's my message to you. If you notice that you have a bit of a tilt at all, I would not recommend using the kettlebell for you. All right. But take with that with a pinch of salt if you want to. Do with that information as you wish. But hopefully together we can learn to share the information that will help us to continue to feel good, look great, and enjoy moving. I'll see you in the next post.